Some of you will recognize this character. This is a marble bust of Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of the Roman Empire between 161 and 180 AD, largely regarded as one of the 5 good emperors of the Roman Empire, sort of at its peak. But not only was he an emperor, he was also a Stoic philosopher. Stoic philosophy, boiled down at its base, is really about you don't give energy to the things you can't control. You only give energy and attention to the things within your control. And Marcus Aurelius, he kept a personal diary, which, this would probably be surprising to him. 2,000 years later, you can walk down to Indigo and buy a copy of it. It is still a widely read book called The Meditations, but it was never intended to be published. It was his own personal thoughts and reflections. Now watch really carefully what happens here. This is kind of fun. There's a website out there that goes back to people in antiquity, and it tries to figure out what this person would look like today, because of course there are no photos. But they piece it together with carvings and maybe some written descriptions. Now watch this. I worked really hard on this. This is kind of fun. That is what Marcus Aurelius would look like if he was in the room today. Now we notice something about Marcus Aurelius. He's quite a handsome individual. And if there's one thing we know in 2026, it is we should listen to good-looking people. If there's one takeaway from this session, listen to the good look. So what does handsome Marcus Aurelius have to tell us? If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but your estimate of it. This you have the power to revoke at any moment. Now when he's saying your estimate, he's referring to himself here. But this is a valuable insight I think 2,000 years later we can all take away. There are a lot of people feeling distressed by things going on. But they only have power by our estimate of what we give it, and we can revoke that estimate. That is in our control. This quote, it separates events from our reactions to them. It asks us to focus on the things we can control, not what Donald Trump is posting today. It restores agency when things feel chaotic, and maybe most importantly, it's a calm reminder that panic is optional. Isn't that a liberating thought? Panic is optional. We don't need to be lighting our hair on fire every time something distressing happens in the global economy and the Canadian economy. Yes, we have to pay attention to it, but we don't need to panic over it. We need to focus on our reactions.